Hello, we're live. Welcome to the OPOSC, the one-page one-shot cartel. That's right. I'm upgrading us from a club to a cartel. We are going from our fight club to our Project Mayhem phase because we're no longer just about bringing you the finest one-page one-shots. Now our mission is to destroy every other actual play out there. Anyway, this is the one-page one-shot club or cartel or company, however you want to look at it. I am GM Jim. Over here is...
I'm Brad from Dyerden.
Keep it going.
Hey, I'm Ryan from Verdigris Table.
It's almost like we've never done this before, you know? I'm going to go next. I'm Angela, also known as Art of Angela. I'm not chewing.
Okay, I'm good. Hi, I'm Mike, MBR. I was downing half a pound of chicken tenders and it was stuck in the system. So I'm good now, though.
He says tenders. They were nuggets. You know you're a child.
Yeah. I upgraded with barbecue sauce. It makes it a little bit more adult, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's not ranch dressing. No.
I like
It's not ketchup.
It's not ketchup. There you go. Yeah. It has ketchup plus brown sugar and things inside of it, right?
It's very adult.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce is so adult. Anyway, so, hey, this is the One-Page One-Shot Club, and today our one-shot is called Elf with a 10-page backstory by Devin Nelson. And the overall summary is that our players are playing a group of full-on, traumatized, deep backstory edgelords. And we are going to see how they deal with the adventure. So, let me tell you a little bit about the rules. Here's how it works. Whenever the players attempt to do something, they're going to roll d6s. The default is they will roll 2d6 at disadvantage, and a 1 is they do something terrible, a 6 is they do something totally badass. They can upgrade their rolls by 1 to get a flat d6. They can upgrade the roll if their action reveals something about their dark/tragic/impressive past. They can upgrade the roll a second time to get 2d6 at advantage if they make a called shot, confidently proclaiming your heroic feat with a cool line. So one of those things. So before they roll, they'll try to upgrade it once or twice. And for every 1 or every 6 they roll, they are going to gain a point of aloofness. And if they get to 6 points of aloofness, they will have a personal crisis. Okay, everybody clear on the rules? That all makes sense?
We'll see when we play.
We'll see when we play.
Those are two different
right.
questions.
All right, let me read us in a little bit here. Oh, wait, let me make sure I got the right thing open here. That's what I want. Yep. Okay. The sun's rays descend, crashing into the blanket of the ocean, an endless circuit of waves and ripples with tips highlighted like glittering jewels among blue tides. Nearby, a city stands proud on the water. This is Baldur's Gate, the majestic and weighty crown ringing the head of the realm. It's a city of contradictions. Opulent towers and castles boast of the city's prowess, while laneways and slums cower in the shadows like the city's embarrassing secret. All manner of intent and disposition both blossom and fester here. You can do or be anything in the big city, or at least that's what parents tell their idealistic children. The truth is less bombastic. But for all its potential and heartbreak, Baldur's Gate shines as a beacon of the complexity of modern life. It is all things great and terrible. However, our story tonight has nothing to do with Baldur's Gate. It takes place 1,000 miles away in the sleepy frontier settlement of Borrington. Borrington is a mole on the ass cheek of the land, a place no one ever dares visit on purpose. But this is where we begin our tale. And I made a map for us tonight. I have made this map showing Borrington.
Oh, damn.
And we're going to begin right there. Thank you. We're going to begin right there in the standard tavern, clearly indicated on the map.
So I have to ask first, really quick, how long
Sure.
did that take you to make? That was detailed.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
that's-
Thank you very much.
Wow.
I appreciate that. Above table, though, I did ask Mike Schley for his permission to use maps in the actual play, and he granted me that permission. It was on Twitter. I screenshotted it, so it's legit.
I was going to say apologies, but yeah, you got it's certified.
No, I really did ask him. And so we zoom in even further to hover above the Standard Tavern. For there, 4 adventurers are poised to embrace their destiny. So who enters the Standard Tavern first?
I think I'd already be there. I'd probably be performing.
Okay, so Sweet Blade, as you have entered the tavern earlier, what you would have noticed upon entering the tavern is that it is almost completely empty. It is a very standard-looking tavern. There is a bar on one side. There are some tables occupying the rest. There's stairs going up to half a dozen rooms, as the Standard Tavern is also an inn. The tables are split into 2 sections with velvet ropes and stanchions dividing them. One side says adventurers, the other side says non-adventurers. There's no one sitting in the adventurer side. On the non-adventurer side, there's a woman with a beehive hairdo who's sitting down, and she has a very large plate of peanuts in front of her, shelled peanuts, and she is staring daggers at the bartender, who has mostly been messing with what looks like a tiny, tiny chair. He's trying to glue the legs of this chair together. So what are you doing? What are you doing in the Standard Tavern?
So I'm going to walk in, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sweet Blade, and let's just say I've got a special dance for you, sugar. And I'm going to walk in, and I'm going to drag my hand along the bar, and I have, like, fiery hair. My hair literally is like an ombre, so it starts dark and looks like flame as it gets further away. It's very long, and it just always seems to be blowing in the wind a little bit, and no one knows why. And I have, like, I'm very voluptuous. I walk in, and I have, like, a little corset that's accentuating everything, and I just, like, walk over and I lean into the bartender and I go, that looks hard.
Yeah, it definitely is. But you know what? It's a labor of love. And he glues one little last leg on the chair and sets it down into a shoebox that's turned on its side, where there is basically a diorama of the inside of the Standard Tavern. There's a bar, there's some tiny little tables. And then you see next to the shoebox, there's some tiny little stanchions and twists of yarn that look like velvet rope. Like, do you need something?
I just look at him and I'm like, do you not know who I am?
I'm really sorry. I've been focusing all my energy on this. The competition is in 2 days, so I've really been buckling down. Do you need a beer or something?
Buckling down. Yes, I think I would love something. What do you have? What is your favorite thing to wet the lips?
We got a light beer, and we got
She is like so upset that he's not getting it.
He's basically looking right through you.
Yes.
We got a light beer. We got the not light beer, the less light beer. It's a little more cloudy.
Give me something dark.
Something dark. Sure, just have a seat. Just gotta finish the velvet ropes here, and I'll get that right out to you.
Excellent. And I just kind of sit there and pose.
He goes back to working on his tiny diorama.
I walk into the tavern and I scan it for the darkest corner, and I sit there.
Oh, you took my spot.
You got to be quick.
Yeah,
got to be quick.
yeah.
There are several dark corners in the Standard Tavern, and it is not well lit at all.
I light a pipe and pull my hood over my eyes.
As you
Contemplatively.
sit in the, is it Aeolian?
Elion.
As you sit in the back of Elion, the bartender looks up at you and goes, "Hey, do you need something? Just come right up on here, pal."
I give him the very slightest nod.
Okay, I'll leave you, let you figure it out on your own time. No worries.
Which side of the bar did you go to? Was it like adventurer or non-adventurer side?
Oh, I'm the darkest corner in the adventurers side of things,
okay.
for
So
sure.
you're still following the rules. Got it.
Ooh, burned. Fire hair burned me already. It's on. All right. Forgot who I was dealing with here.
I'll be on the adjacent dark corner as well. A comparable darkness in the said corner of the other corner that I was eyeing before, but I was like, no, this one's like maybe slightly darker, especially in this light time of day. And while the bartender is working on his diorama, I'm kind of like just lean back in my chair, head down. I have like a straw hat on that's kind of like covering my face, and a piece of wheat grass coming out of my mouth. I'm just kind of leaned back in my chair. My hands are just kind of like resting against my two swords because they wouldn't fit on my back if I was in a chair. They're just so large. They're just kind of standing next to me. I take my piece of grass out and I flick it towards the diorama to try to nail a fly that's about to land on wet glue to try to save it.
Hey, pal, come on. I'm working here.
You had an attacker. I was just saving your glue. It was a little bit too... I look over to Sweet Blade. I'm not going to say it. I can't say it. It needs to dry. It needs to dry more. I can't do it. I'm not good at that. It needs to dry more. And and not pulling my hat all the way back up, and I kind of just rest back. But he looks to be about like 6 foot. He has this kind of like blood red shawl that kind of goes into a cape on the one side. Dark clothing underneath that's kind of like hiding like bunch of straps and leathers that's kind of hiding a bunch of little weaponry and stuff like that, and little vials and bombs or whatnot. But yeah, the two swords to his side that are just kind of resting up against the wall are just way oversized, about the size of his body. And they look to what looks like a giant tooth. Each one's like a giant fang. And they're connected at the hilts by a chain. And I just go back to it, just kind of leaning into the corner, now eyeing a person that also went into a really, really dark corner. Like, are we about to have a battle here? What's going on?
So I'm just going to walk up to the table you're sitting at, and I'm going to have like a little frothy, like almost like a got milk. And I'm just going to grab the cloak, which perfectly matches the shade of my lips, and just dab it and be like, I like the size of your swords.
Shit. This is gonna get me personally. It's hard to. I just like, yeah. I just kind of like barely look up, and when I look up a bit more, since you're closer, you do see that I have a eye patch with a large scar just going down the cheek, and possibly up the forehead, but you can't quite see. And I kind of smile slightly. There's a little bit of a fang to my canines, and I just say, "Well, open seat if you'd like."
I sit down and perch, and as I do, I like kind of lean forward and do that like boob squish thing, and I'm just like, and I just kind of sit there, and then I'm just watching the room like casually, occasionally glancing back at you, and when I see like the fangs a little bit, I kind of like break my facade for a second and lean in and go, oh my god, do you have fangs?
Yeah, it's something that happened a while back ago. I don't think I can get into it now.
Wow, that yes, well, that's very
kind of like shuffle my my cloak a little bit more and lean, kind of like body language, lean a little bit away from you.
She leans in further and just starts watching the person in the dark corner.
Look, is this your first time here, or are you a regular around?
Well, I'm known a little bit of everywhere.
I feel like I would have noticed you before. Well, I just want to let you know that there might be some dangerous situations happening in just a second. See that man over in the corner?
Yes.
And I point to the dark corner.
Yeah. Yes, I've been watching him since he entered.
That right there is one of the people I first met when my adventure first started. That's Elian, the Cold Iron.
I'm sorry, what?
That's Elian, the cold, and I'm like saying it a little bit louder. The cold iron.
Oh, and I like walk over. Excuse me, is this corner darker than the one I was in?
You know, it's only because of the time of day. So I mean, they're probably like an equal darkness, but just because it's like a little bit past noon, yeah, it might be darker over here.
Mind if I join you? Hey, nice fangs.
Thanks. Nice. What does your character look like? I don't know if you explained.
No, not at all. It's all very mysterious. I am cloaked and hooded. I have a dope-looking bow, carved with elven runes, and otherwise pretty plain and mysterious. A little fill-in-the-blank mystery going on.
I'll just say, yeah, I like the cut of your jib. Thankfully, we have 4 seats here, so go ahead and take the third one.
Cool, and I put my feet up on the fourth.
And Brad.
At that time, from the darkest corner in the tavern,
He comes from the basement.
from the darkest corner of the tavern, this long banged hair over his face. He runs his fingers through the hair and throws it back, and when he does, his jet black hair turns bright blue. And he hovers on the wind off of his chair and then casts enlarge on himself and shoots up out of the diorama into the middle of the room.
Hey! I'm almost done with this thing.
It wasn't a fly. It was another
Well.
adventurer.
It was the darkest corner of the room. And I stroll over there. He had, like I said, he's got his long hair that hangs in his face and changes color when he casts his magic spells. And he's got like wave tattoo on one forearm and a fire tattoo on the other, storm clouds on the shoulder, and a tree on the other shoulder. Just all 4 elements tattooed on his body. And he struts over to the table and says, "So, are you guys cool?"
I just look around. Is that even a question? Sit your ass down.
So, Rimvax, as soon as you say that, and as soon as Stormfire begins contemplating whether or not to sit down, a small object goes right through the air in an arc over your heads. Maybe you just barely catch a glimpse of something beige-colored flying through the air, and it races right toward the bartender and hits him right in the forehead, and he goes, "Ow!" You all 4 turn around and see the woman with the beehive hair and the big bowl of shelled peanuts picks up another shelled peanut and hucks it directly at the bartender. But this one he deflects.
Oh, never mind.
She goes to pick up a third.
I take my sword out. I twirl it around. Lightning arcs between the two as I strike a little bit of lightning in between the two of them. And instantly, in a flash, I teleport to that location to try to catch the third one.
And as the woman throws it and you catch it, she says, stay out of this. This is none of your business.
Look,
That was meant for him.
I was trained in certain ways on the Shadow Isles, but never to pick on the young, the old, or the weak.
He is not weak, young, or old. He is very...
I mean, he's pretty... I mean, he's up there. Like, he's, you know...
I do not want to get into a just argument with you. I am trying to distract him from his diorama. And the bartender says, yeah, Evangeline, we know. Just leave me alone. I'm trying to work up here. She says, never! And grabs another peanut shell, hucks it straight toward him.
Well, if this is a feud, my honor tells me that I can't stand in between. So, have at him, I guess.
I go
Thank
sit
you.
right next to her and lean in and go, "What's the matter, sweetie?"
This bartender, his name is Kerfuffle. He win diorama competition 3 years in a row. And I feel like I have excellent diorama this year. And I will not let him take the prize home. I need to distract him so he mess up and glue stanchion together wrong or something. But I will not lose another competition.
So as she goes to throw it, I want to reach up and grab it out of the air.
Hey, what are you doing?
And I hold it in front of her and I say, if you are worth your medal, then you will win this competition and you will do it without cheating. I don't like cheaters, sugar tits.
No, this is very inappropriate for you to call me this. But also, I feel like if cheating helps me win, then this is the right way to go.
And why do you think that?
Because I want to win. Have I not made this clear?
And then you win, and then what happens? Honestly,
And then I take
you
home the
bore
prize. And then I find happiness.
I'm gonna, I'm like nonplussed by this. I'm just gonna take her bowl of peanuts and like throw it on the floor.
Oh, man, I was going to eat some of those.
You need to get it together. If you are going to win and you are going to dominate, then you do it of your own volition, and you do not cheapen it by sabotaging someone else who, let's be honest, is clearly a lesser artist.
I feel like we need a roll here.
Oh, God. Okay.
See how well you can persuade this woman to leave behind her disingenuous ways. Were you going to try to upgrade the roll at all?
Nah.
Okay. So then that is a 2. You do something unremarkable where I think she flips the bowl, stands up, spits in the direction of the bartender, and storms out. And the bartender looks at you and he says, thanks for trying to stick up for me. She's just makes the shittiest dioramas and she's never wins. I don't know what to do about that woman.
Well, she's got a lot of spice. I'd look out for her if I were you. But honestly, it's a diorama. Really?
This is everything. Have you never been to Borington before?
Well, I know I won't be coming back again. I can tell you that much. Ugh, and I go sit back down at the table.
It certainly lives up to its name.
Couldn't agree more.
Before I walk back to the table as well, I'll just look at the bartender and just be like, you know, if there's a feud between the two families of you and that person, and they were trying to cheat their way into taking your status, taking your honor, you could just kill them. Get revenge.
I mean,
Damn.
it would certainly mean there would be one less person I have to compete against.
Those types of people should not be in this world. And I like hold out my sword to the side. Very pose-like.
Throw a peanut at your forehead.
Let's get a roll here, Renvax, to see if you can inspire the bartender to go murder the peanut hucking lady.
And yeah, so also part of my backstory is that I have insatiable revenge. So I'm all about getting that revenge.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do I just do the disadvantage, or is that count as a plus since it's?
If you're tying this into your backstory, then you can get an upgrade. So you would just roll a flat 1d6.
Gotcha.
Unless you can also manage to say a super dope line while you're convincing, and then you can upgrade it a second time to get 2d6 at advantage.
You know what would really accentuate your colors on your diorama is zenithal highlight and speed paints. Ah! I don't know. It's still a 1d6. It's a 1d6. It's fine.
All right. So the bartender looks at you and says, I'm not going to murder her. She's the school teacher. She's just drunk.
They are a teacher at the school, so they like teach shadow arts or great axe wielding or I guess fire slinging.
No, she's the art teacher. She teaches the kids how to make dioramas. That's why she's so mad she can't ever win.
Shadow arts. I guess I need to see this teacher. I have a lot to think about. Give me a second.
All right, buddy.
And I just kind of go back to the table thinking like, man, this could be the next person to help me on my next stage of shinobi training.
So, are we gonna go kill Sugar Tits or what?
I don't know. They're a ninja, I think. It might be hard.
roll my eyes at all of this, and I'm like, is there even a stage here? I mean, honestly, how am I supposed to have an audience if there is no one to watch?
Well, as you were discussing this, you would notice there is one other person in the bar, seated in the back. One, not the darkest corner, but probably the fourth darkest corner in the room.
It's an octagon.
It's like a pentagon or octagon. Just like there's so many dark corners in here.
There are cubbies all over. Because a lot of your types come through here, so
it's viewed as edgy, but it's just because the bar owner can't afford light fixtures for this place.
So there's a man of the kind of a dwarvish persuasion. He's wearing a very large felt hat. He's got a dark skinned, long black beard, very Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon vibes. He stands up and wanders over and says, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you here about the job?
Did
Does
you
it
say
pay?
job?
Yeah, I said the job. You hear about the job?
I mean,
Sure.
I'm
here for the
enlighten
job.
us. Yeah, really.
I mean, you're sitting in the adventurers section. You must be here about the job.
Hey, Gundren, why don't you cut to the chase, all right?
I don't know anybody named Gundren. My name is Dravel Flintspark.
And as a
I'm here to
little,
offer you.
oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
I'm here to offer you a job. What were you about to say?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything out loud, but just in my head, when they're talking about like a job and I'm sitting at this table with people, I try to keep as calm and collected as possible on the outside, but inside I have that like anime monologue, like, oh, I get to have a job with Cold Iron. This is going to be great. This is all I've wanted. That type of thing.
Beads of sweat are forming on your face, jiggling as a super close up. So Dravel grabs a chair, spins it around, sits down backwards on it, a la 90s sitcom cool character style, as a seat, says,
Whoa.
I'm already
that was cool.
sitting that way, and I'm like mildly bothered that he's doing the same thing. So I like.
oh,
make sure I
we're
look
chair
cooler.
buddies. All right, I like that.
Yes, we're very.
Let me tell you about the job.
Sure.
I need 4 adventurers to handle a very important mission for me.
What makes you think that we're adventurers?
We're literally
As we're just
sitting
at a table with the most like edgy looking people.
I mean, did you sit in the wrong section? Did you not see the signs when you came in?
I guess I should probably take this off so I can read better. And I take off my hat. And yeah, there's just a huge mane of white hair, braids on one side. And all of you see now, yeah, an eye patch with a scar that goes straight down the center. Yeah, actually a little horn, like what half of a tiefling would have almost coming out of his the left side of his forehead too. Yeah, I'll take a job.
So what I need is 4 brave adventurers to go find out what happened to the last 4 adventurers I hired for the job.
I'm for adventurers.
It's one of those jobs.
God, he's so cool.
Yeah, it's one of those jobs. You see, I hired a group of adventurers to escort a very valuable wagon load of goods down here from Neverwinter, but they never arrived. And I think I know where they are. So I need you to go find a wagon and find the adventurers, recover the goods, and recover the adventurers.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
1, if
Yeah.
we accomplish this, will we be legends?
Oh, absolutely.
2, I was a little confused about the details there, but this is not an escort mission, right? Because I hate those.
Those take forever.
It sounds like it might be an escort mission on the way back.
Well, see, there's 4 adventurers. There's Antwell the Brave, Sirland the Wise, Dunlop the Sneaky, and Horatio the Horny. He's a bard.
Makes sense.
Is this
I have a
Horatio
feeling-
any good at his job?
Well, I don't know. I never got the chance to meet them. I hired them through a service, an adventure hiring service in Neverwinter. And they came highly recommended, but they were bringing my goods down, and I have a feeling that they were ambushed by goblins in the path and taken to a cave known as the Dark Cave. I even have a map.
Dark cave, you say?
Yes, I have a map. I had someone on the inside.
I bet there's so many corners in there to hang out in.
Take a look at this map.
Oh, nice. Thank you for this. Oh, and thanks for putting a dagger exactly where we need to go.
Yeah. It's now the positions of the enemies may not be exact. This is just where they were at the time that the map was provided to me. You'll see there are goblins, wolves, and a bugbear. He's the boss. His name is Bartholomew.
I gotta say, you do quite amazing work.
Thank you very much.
Very detailed. You even put, like, leaves in the trees. This is great.
It was hard to do the grid lines, but I felt like it was important to the mission.
Are those 5 foot squares or 10?
They are 5 foot, yes.
Could you spell Bartholomew for me? I want to etch it on this arrow.
Barth.
Emu.
Olo Mew.
That's okay. He won't get a chance to read it.
I feel like if you put bot, that should probably, he'll know who it's for.
Yes, that makes sense.
Really, all you gotta do is, when you leave Borrington, you're gonna go north, west at the fork, and then north at the path.
Would you say that this is a feud between you and the goblins? That since they killed or possibly stole the goods and the people from the last adventure group, that this is and I kind of like stand up a little bit, a job of revenge?
Sure, we could say that.
I take my swords and I, in each arm, hold each one out and I spin them around and they stick to something on my back. I don't know how that actually happens in cartoons, but they, and you see this little like arc of lightning in between the two hilts going through the chain. And I say, I'm in. And I put a hand out in the middle of the table towards the other adventurers.
So, recover the goods, recover the 4 adventurers, come back here to Borrington.
And if they're
I'd
dead,
ask you to not look inside the boxes of the goods. It's private materials.
I wish you didn't say that. I'm a bit of a rebel.
Would we return here? Would there be, a warm welcome, maybe an audience to witness our greatness?
Sure, if you can make it back in time for the diorama competition, there'll be loads of people in Borrington.
And when is that again?
In 2 days' time.
Oh, dear God. All right. Well, how many people is a lot here?
Like 12, 15.
Okay. Is there any presence of, you see, I'm part of an exclusive group, and I'm just wondering if there's like a branch of Lonely Fiends here. I'm quite popular on that network, and I just wanted to know if I would have any fans in the audience, if you will.
The competition brings out everyone, more or less.
Right, so this isn't ringing a bell. Oh my God.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not following you at all.
Great. Excellent. Well, I guess we should move along then, shouldn't we? And then I just like caress his cheek a little bit as I go, like, I know you'll be looking forward to my return.
Absolutely, yes. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes.
Rinvax is still just awkwardly with his hand out over the table at the other adventurers. Is this not the move? No, it's fine. I was just stretching. Yeah.
That's my bow. I lost them. I missed the bow.
I'm gonna try to like do like a sexy like kick my leg over the chair to exit, but it just looks like really awkward and it's not cute and it's just like really bad, and I think I'm just the coolest thing ever, and I'm like, yes, and I just pose like ready for action.
Stormfire is lost in his bangs, just kind of like having a flashback. He's having a flashback of the dark cave goblins and how they kidnapped his brother. So he's just kind of like lost in the distance.
I just kind of like in front of your face, like, hey, you good?
Oh, sorry. The goblins. We must stop the goblins.
Yes.
Why are you taking this so personal? I assume we told each other's names, Stormfire.
We have name tags.
I have a score to settle with these dark cave goblins.
It must be really nice knowing exactly who to score to settle with. I got dyslexic. Settle the score with. My mind is muddled up. It's hard to remember things, and sentences get mixed around.
Yes,
I envy you for that.
I kind of nod my head towards, was it Lolly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I nod my head towards Lolly. Yeah, she's kind of distracting. I get it.
Yes, well, that's what I excel in. My body is a weapon, you see, and I know how to use it.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally have. Never mind. We'll talk about. I won't talk about it now. We'll talk about it later.
I'm just gonna get up and start sauntering out.
I think he wants to score her settle.
Is that going to be a thing? You know what? Yeah. Score your settle, man. Do it. Do it up.
Perfect.
Lightning Fang out. And I just teleport out with my lightning thing at the doorway.
All right, then off you go.
I walk out as like slowly and casually as I possibly can. Like I'm like leaning like too far back.
As you leave the tavern, you see lights seem to come on. There's less darkness, and those corners all feel like they're evenly lit now as you're leaving.
Looks like they knew.
As I walk out the door, I just hold up like 3 coins in the palm of my hand, and then they catch on the wind and blow over to the bartender, pay for our drinks.
Thanks. Good luck, guys. Adventurers die a lot around out here, so just be careful.
I blow him a kiss. I'm like, we'll be fine.
Right back at you, buddy.
And I'll look at the tender. I just teleported to the door, just kind of like trying to get ahead a little bit, but I'm still waiting. I just look back at him and just say, when he talks about adventurers dying, I just say, I tried it once. And I just point to my eye. It didn't take. And I take my cape and I throw it around and I walk out.
Guys, we're the worst.
I nod appreciatively in spite of myself.
Oh.
Okay. As you begin making your way out of town, going north through Borrington toward the path that leads back to the main road, you do see that woman with the beehive hairdo walking back toward the tavern with another bowl full of shelled peanuts as she's walking back toward. But you guys are on your way out of town. Is there any provisions or anything else you need to do before you leave town to begin your adventure?
Are there any kids running around and playing or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's
Okay.
a couple who are making. There's a big muddy ruts in the road where a wagon has been through, and they're making like a big mud snowman.
I look as we walk by. I kind of like stumble a little and falter, and I look at one of the kids. Guys, sorry if you hear mewling in the background. My cat is very needy, and he has decided to come tell us about it. But
That's just the children.
Immersion.
I kind of look at one and I kind of clutch and I just stare at her and go, oh, Poppy. And then I just like dramatically walk away, like, oh, I remember. And then just walk. Performance, everyone noticed me, walk away.
The little girl, her hands are just full of dripping mud. She looks at the other little boy and says, what was her deal? And they go back to making their mud snowman.
And yeah, if we're doing stuff right before heading out, first of all, I see the beehive hair lady with peanuts thinking that she's like a ninja sensei. Without talking with her, my provisions are just only peanuts. I'm just like, it must be her ninja way. Wonder if I can follow her footsteps. And then at some point, I'll try to find like a little outcrop of like wildflowers. Sure. And there's like, a gentle breeze going over the grass and through the leaves and stuff like that. And I just lay back, look up at the sun and undo my eye patch. And I'm just kind of like in a moment of when I first woke up again, just trying to relive some memories that I still have and trying to look around and think about where I've been and where I'm going. And if anything comes back to me that's lost in my mind. But I don't think anything does at this time. So I just, frustrated, get back up, stab my, I like slice my swords into like a stump out of anger. And then I take it back, put my eye patch back on my hat, get a new piece of wheat grass in my mouth, off to the side, of course. And I walk off, getting ready to go with the rest of the other party members.
I find a slight rise and make sure that the sun is at my back, and really like figure out how to cast the best, most dramatic silhouette I can with my robe just kind of ever so slightly moving in the breeze. And I absolutely refuse to engage with anyone else's backstory.
When you're standing there, I kind of like stand near you to like and pose like, yes, you're cool, but I'm cool too.
I like to think that we're all like in eye shot of each other, just all doing these things.
It's like side eye. I'm definitely side eyeing everybody to make sure
everyone's like trying to look slightly cooler if they see the other person look cool. They're like, fuck.
The kids with the mud snowman have fully stopped and are all just staring at you back and forth, one to the next.
I start unnecessarily doing like back bends and forward bends and like all sorts of acrobatic stuff to like move around and walk instead of just walking normally because I'm so cool.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It does. It really does.
Lost Brad.
Yeah. She's flexible, huh?
He's just such a loner that he's gone to the deepest, darkest corner where we can't see him anymore.
Brad won the game. He's the most aloof.
The Stormfire has fully disappeared while you guys are posing. You look around and he's gone off somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gone ahead. Maybe he went back to the bar. Who knows?
Wow, I can't believe that guy split the party. Let's go.
I give one last longing glance at the children and go, oh. And then turn and walk dramatically away.
So you begin to head north out of Borington. You hike as the midday sun turns to afternoon. You hike north for a couple of hours through the forest. It's relatively peaceful. Sun is shining. Birds are chirping. And you eventually come to what is the main road, where Dravel Flintspike told you to go west. Oh. And as soon as you get to the fork, Stormfire Riverthorn returns, perhaps. He's just a spinning wheel. We'll see if he actually does return. You catch a glimpse of Stormfire Riverthorn darting through the trees.
Cue the anime noises.
Brad, I don't know if you can hear us, but Stormfire mysteriously disappeared and then possibly reappeared, frozen in time between two trees.
Striking the ultimate pose.
I hold my hand over my eye and just make a pained gasp. Just, I think I'm seeing things. This forest, it might be cursed.
my god! I can't. I just walk by and I just kind of like snicker at you, and I'm like, pathetic.
So Stormfire, you've disappeared for a while, but you've managed somehow to get ahead of the party and rejoin them as they begin to turn west at the fork to join the main road.
Yeah, Stormfire is just walking on the wind, just using their magic to just, glide, kind of like like levitating and kind of shuffling, just gliding ahead.
I thought
So
we
you
weren't
all-
allowed to make flying characters. Some guy on YouTube said that's OP. And
Especially at level 1.
I look longingly to the east because I'm such a rebel, but I go to the west.
I bet he took Lucky Feet as well.
So another couple hours pass. The afternoon sun begins to sink as you come up toward where Dravel told you that the path would be. And there's a slight bend in the road going around a hill where you hear something up ahead. Conversation of chittering kinds of voices and strangely clicking sounds right around the bend up ahead. What do you all do?
Can we make out like any of the voices? Can we actually tell what it is, or is it not discernible?
You want to try to listen in before without being seen? Let's get a roll here. You're going to try to upgrade it?
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna do some cool acrobatics where I'm gonna like shimmy up a tree with my impassable high heels and then swing from a branch and like do a little like tuck and roll into some bushes where I don't make like really any sound more than like a slight breeze.
Sure, that'll work for me. Yeah, just roll a flat d6.
All right. So that's one less. There we go. Oh wow.
Oh, that is a 1. And you take a point of give yourself a point of aloofness.
Love that for me.
Man, she's trying hard, huh?
So as you climb up in the tree and try to backflip, you accidentally kick a branch and it alters your trajectory enough that you go smacking into the ground. And then you hear from around the corner, oh shit, we forgot, let's get back to it. And then you hear more clicking and then the sounds of rustling.
I'm gonna try to pop up out of the bushes like I totally meant to do that all along, like, hello. Try and give a little shimmy at the same time, and then saunter out like I'm meant to be here.
Did we see her biff it?
Yeah,
But we don't see like the rest of it?
Yeah, the voices are coming from around a bend.
Okay.
In a hill, but you definitely saw she biffed, she fell right in front of you guys.
I
There's
just
some twigs poking out of my hair right now.
well, like when you biff it though, I'm just like, I can't lose anymore. And my swords start like reverberating, and you hear this slight whisper, hunger, as my bloodthirsty blades kind of go back and forth, and I shink them out, and I throw one of them. The chain from the hilts extend out until it locks into place. Kind of launching my body, kind of catapulting it forward. Like it stops midair, and then just the weight of the sword launches my body forward as I try to spin with the other one to try to back them up and attack anything that's attacking them or such.
So
My
are you
bloodthirsty
going-
blades are thirsty for blood.
So you're going around the bend?
Yes.
So as Rinvac, Sephiroth, as soon as you come around the bend, you see what's obviously a staged scene. There are 2 dead horses blocking the road. They're positioned basically nose to nose, blocking the road, and there's some blood on the ground, and you see 2 pairs of devil sticks. You know, the click 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 sticks, the Burning Man devil sticks.
Yeah.
And then on either side, there are bushes on either side of the road, and the bushes are shaking.
I just yell out, Sweetblade, where are the rest of them?
I'm like still brushing a little bit of dirt off and then posing like, there's only me to see at the moment. But yeah, I hear something in the bushes.
And in my head, I'm just like, God, I hope Stormfire or aliens just wrap around and cut them off. As I'm starting to like raise my sword towards one of the bush, I'm just like, get out or be sliced in half.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So immediately jumping out of the bush nearest you is a little green goblin person holding the hands going, oh no, okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, please don't kill me.
I put my sword down, it stops reverberating. Like I said before, I don't kill the weak.
No, I'm definitely weak. Georgina, just go ahead and come on out. They know we're here.
And another goblin comes out of the other bush on the other side of the road, also hands up.
Please don't kill us. Please, we're just doing our jobs. I fire an arrow. I put a curve on it so it comes around the bend. And I can see what's going on over there.
So Stormfire and Elion, do you come around the corner too?
No, I just start shooting.
You're gonna shoot at the goblins?
I shoot around the bend. I can curve it because I'm badass.
Are you attempting to hit the goblins or just scare them?
Probably just hit, I would imagine. Yeah.
Okay, let's get a dice roll here. You gonna try to upgrade it?
Well, does curving an arrow around a bend sight unseen count as being badass?
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Okay, I'll do one.
A 5, yeah, you fully send an arrow. Well, you don't see this, but you hear and the other ones who have come around the corner, you see an arrow go straight into the throat of the one that the first goblin described as Georgina, and the other one goes, oh shit, hey look, you don't gotta do this, come on now, let's be cool, come on, we can work something out. I turn to Stormfire and I go, what?
I'm gonna grab the devil sticks and start like performing around them, just like doing the thing.
Wow, you're really good. Could you show me what we were working on those for days and we're terrible. How are you so good at that?
Why are you playing with dead horses and also these? And then I do like a twirly thing, and then I like on one leg kind of flip in the air while still doing the twirls. And, yeah.
Let's get a roll. Your performance with the devil sticks. You can definitely get at least one upgrade from the badass maneuver.
Cool. Okay.
It's a 3, which says you do something middling but effective. So you drop the stick a couple times, but the goblin he's still like, whoa, wow. Okay. Cards on the table, right? I'm not playing with the horses. We were sent to put them out here. We were like the forward team doing the ambush. But you guys are pretty badass, so I really don't want to mess with you. Whatever you want to know, I'm happy to tell you. Just, let old Greg live. I'd really appreciate it.
I kind of look at Rinvax and I'm like, and then I like strike a pose where I'm like pointing the devil sticks at him. I'm like, I will put these through your eyes if you don't tell me how many more of you there are.
How many? Oh, geez. Man, I don't know. There's Gary and Griselda, and there's Griffith, who's kind of the underboss, and there's Gabriella, and Grayson.
I'm gonna whack him upside the head. A number.
Man, I don't know. I don't count so good. Like 8, 12. I don't know. And there's the wolves, and there's there's Bartholomew. He's the boss. He's not a goblin though. Were you just looking for goblin numbers, or like everybody?
I'm gonna smack him again into the ground, and then I'm gonna step on him with my like spiked heels and.
God, this is so hot.
Just a little bit, and then I like look down my nose at him, and I'm like, Are you all in the caves?
Yeah, is everybody's up in the cave. There might be one or two outside. I don't know. Those guys fall asleep all the time.
How many fingers am I holding up? And I drop the sticks and hold up my fingers.
6? I don't know. I told you.
This is 10. Is there more than this many?
Everybody there has 2 hands. I don't understand the question. The wolves don't have hands, though. They have paws. Is that like kind of information you're looking for?
I'm going to push the heel into his chest a little bit.
Look, you said that you can count up to at least 6, right?
I mean, if I think about it, sure.
Did you see 4 adventurers pass through here, and did you do anything to them or their gear?
No, they're in the cave too. They're up there. There's a brave one, a wise one, sneaky one, and the other guy, the horny one.
And you and these goblin folk.
Yeah.
You consider yourself more of a company, or are you a family?
I mean, we all report to Griffith, and Griffith reports to Bartholomew. We got an org chart in the cave that tells you more about
Are you blood related?
Oh God. Like the Georgina was my sister. The one
sorry about her. As I look at the one with the arrow.
He says sister, and my face just crumples, and I look at her and go, oh, and these tears just start at the corner of my eyes, and like a single tear falls down.
I reclaim my arrow.
Well, I'm not going to end a family line, but doesn't mean we can't hurt you if you don't answer our questions.
No, okay.
Is there any sort of secret passageway into this cave, or password to get inside the front door, or teleportation circle, or windows of some kind built into the side of the hill? I don't know.
Windows? No, there's really just the main entrance. There's a stream. If you take the path up just a little ways, there's a stream that goes right into the cave, but you gotta be quiet because they have this thing they can lift up to make the water all come out and wash you away. It's really intense. That happened to me once, and I bonked my head pretty bad, and I still have a bump back here.
That sounds awful.
Sorry, what was your question?
No, you answered it, I think.
Okay.
I got lost, but yeah, no, I think we're there. As I kind of step back and let the others take lead on whatever.
I'll pick him up, and then I'll like hold him, and then I'll lean in, and I'll just kiss him on the nose and be like,
oh man,
you cute, adorable, sweet little thing.
Wow, what's happening?
I think you're going to help us get in without being seen by any of your friends.
Oh, okay. You? Oh, whatever you say.
Well, I just said exactly what you're going to do. You're going to help us.
Oh, yeah,
sweetie.
Of course. I'll do whatever you want. Wow, you're so pretty.
Yes, I know.
I'm going to have a little bit of a mourning period for my sister, but after that's done, maybe we could go check out the diorama competition in town together. I don't know if goblins are allowed, but if they do,
He says sister, and I'm like not paying attention. I'm staring off into the distance like, oh, my sister. And then when he's finally done, I'm like, anything else from the rest of you?
So Stormfire is just kind of looking off in the distance, kind of turns over his shoulder, not facing the goblin, but just so he can see the goblin out of the corner of his eye. And he says, Goblin, I need to know one thing.
Okay.
Do you have a prisoner who's an elf? One that looks similar to me but with white hair.
I think that the one they called the Wise was an elf. Sirlan, maybe? I don't know. There were 4 of them. 4 adventurers who had a wagon. They took the stuff off the wagon and all the adventurers up in there.
I kind of look at the rest of you and like, is anyone else able to understand him? Because his voice is just the worst.
He's your boyfriend.
I think it's more of a plaything.
That's okay. I'm open to constructive criticism. We could talk about my voice. I could work on it.
sure you could, sweetness. Continue. Go on. You had more questions, Stormfire.
Describe this wise one, Goblin.
The wise one is kind of look like you a little bit. I mean, it's so dark, it's got kind of hard to look at your face. It's like shrouded in sadness.
At which point I call on the god Coralon Lotharian, and a beam of sun comes down to reveal my face. Does he look like me?
Yeah, he does.
That's what I thought, and I just walk off.
Okay, that was weird.
How many of us are going to have dramatic exits? I feel like it's every other. Perfect.
Well, I guess that might be all we need you for now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no, you're coming with us to get us in, kind of, right? That's what's happening, Sweet Blade?
Of course.
I guess one final question, a very important one.
Yeah.
If you had... never mind, you can't count. You can't tell us how many dark corners there are in there. Never mind, let's just go. And I also walk off.
I put him down gently on the ground and give him a little slap on the rear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
show us the way.
Okay, whatever you say, lady. So he starts to lead you up the path. And for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you start to ascend up the hill to where you eventually come to what it looks like, basically just described on the map. You see this stream coming out of the dark cave. It looks terribly dark up ahead, but the stream is coming out from an entrance that's maybe 15 feet tall by 15 feet wide. Trees flanking either side of this cave entrance. That's it right there. So can I go now?
Was there not another way in of any sort? No secret entrance that we can traverse?
I mean, there's the back entrance on the other side.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by like another entrance?
That's exactly the question I asked you before, and you gave me the wrong answer.
Oh, yeah,
What else are you not telling us? And I get really close, and I take my eye patch off, and I make him see whatever his greatest fear is.
Oh man, I'm so deep in debt. I have a serious gambling problem. I owe like 4,000 gold pieces to this bookie in Daggerford.
And yeah, I just put my eye patch back over, just like I'm losing my touch.
Said he was gonna cut off my feet if I didn't start.
Oh, you're
making
still going.
200 plus the vig
I
every
slap
week.
him across the face. That's enough.
Okay.
Show us the way to the back entrance. The rear.
Okay, so he takes you around the side of the hill. You have to walk for about 5 minutes till you come around, and there is just a small tunnel. It looks hand dug, maybe just within the last few weeks. That leads down into the north end of the cave. I can't point here, but it would be closer around to where the bridge is, up at the top middle of the map. He says, "Yeah, I don't know who dug this, but it goes down to under where the bridge is. If you're gonna go that way, be careful, because Gabriella's up on the bridge, and she's the lookout, and if she sees intruders, she'll yell over to Grayson. He's the one who operates the flooder thing, and they'll flood the whole cave and wash everybody out, which is a real pain, because then we have to bring in the water with buckets again. I hate that."
This Gabriella, is she also special to you?
She's my cousin, but I mean,
Fire an arrow down the hole. And try to ricochet it.
okay, let's see if you can
To take
hit,
out the
let's see if
goblin
you
on
can
the
hit
bridge.
Gabriella up on the bridge.
I will say, Whisperwind, the bane of orcs, do not fail me. And I'll roll one dice because that's part of my backstory. Ooh,
a 3, you hear pling, pling, ow! So
2.
you hit something, but it was pretty loud on the way in.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna send the minion in first. And I'm gonna basically be like, I'm right behind you, and your award will be great if you please me.
Oh, wow. But like, what are we doing? I mean, I'm supposed to, like my lunch break was almost over. I'm supposed to be down at the ambush part, and if they see me up in the cave, they're gonna be like, Greg, you're not at your station.
Maybe we should just go in stealthily. Eyes narrow.
Pretty sure we're not gonna have that opportunity now because Dingus over here shot an arrow into the cave and made a bunch of noise.
What? I didn't even see that or hear it. God, so cool.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, it was pretty all right, except for the part where, nobody died.
We don't know that.
Listen, Greg.
They might be bleeding right now. I mean, sometimes it takes a while.
You did hear something cry out.
So I'm going to send Greg in first, and I'm going to be like, tell them that you have a little tummy ache and that you're just not feeling well. And I promise I'll help you make it all better.
And if you warn them in any way, I'll make you think about your debt again.
Yeah, that too.
I'm gonna need you guys to roll to see how well Greg does on this mission.
Who's rolling?
Let's say Renvax and Lala, you can both roll 1d6 because you're working together.
Okay.
Give each other advantage, we'll say.
Well,
That's a 1. And that's a 3. So who rolled the 1 there? Angela, you take a point of aloofness.
guys, I'm so aloof.
You feel a lot of shame from you feel like you and Greg initially had a spark connection, but it feels like it's starting to fade now, especially as he walks away from you.
I feel like with every point of aloofness that I gain, it's harder for me to walk in my ridiculous high heels. Like I'm
little sidestep type
yeah,
of.
like I get a little more wobbly. I'm suddenly like slightly less like perky and like a little more slouchy. It's really not a good look, guys.
So Greg climbs down through the tunnel, and about a minute later, you hear him say, hey, Graham, I know I'm supposed to be down at the ambush site, but I was coming back because I need to, refill my water bottle. And then you hear another goblin say, what are you doing? Gabriella got hit by an arrow. Get to your stations immediately. We might be under attack.
Up against the cavern wall with my cloak in front of me, I just whisper to the rest of the group down the line, I think we might be had.
Well played, Elion.
I fire 2 arrows down the hole.
And this time I'm watching him for his attack, and at the same time I will back up his attack and do in between each fingers. I pull it out from my vest. In between each fingers I have sharpened peanuts that I say, legume laser, and I just throw them to try to hit something.
All right, let's get some rolls here for these attacks.
Am I badass for firing 2 arrows at the same time, or is this a?
Sure, you can have an upgrade for that.
Yay! I'm gonna say, be careful. I have an allergy. Hey.
How do you do 2d6s at the same time?
Just click the die twice.
Oh yeah.
So even with your disadvantage, you still roll a 4. Elion, take a point of aloofness for your 6.
Sold.
You also experience aloofness by being so amazingly badass, but your 2 arrows, and you hear the sound of perfectly bent arrows going down the tunnel, seeking out targets, not bumping into anything, but bending perfectly, and you hear the sound of these arrows racing into flesh.
4.
And let's see. And you're dead. Also, Rinvax, tell me again what you were attempting to do.
Oh, I had provisions of peanuts because I saw a possible ninja also with peanuts, and I was sharpening them on the way here. And so I had them in between each finger, and I yelled out legume laser, and I threw them all in the directions of if I believe there to be enemies.
Okay. Yeah, you fling the peanuts in, and you also hear some anguished cries.
And I'll like cross my fingers and I say, allergic reaction.
And then you hear somebody shouting deep within the tunnel, all the goblins are dying. What is happening?
Sweetblade, Stormfire, you're up.
All right. I'm going to, I guess, run in, and then my particular set of skills will allow me to use whatever is around me with versatility. So I'm just going to grab the first 2 objects that I find and use them to take out one of our enemies.
Okay, so you're going down through the tunnel?
Yeah.
All right, so as you work your way down through the tunnel, you come out to basically plop your feet down in the stream that's coming out, that exits out through the southern end of the cave, and you see to your right is a passageway, to your left is a passageway, above you is a bridge with a goblin with an arrow sticking out of its eye, and blood is dripping down on you. And then you also see another goblin with an arrow sticking out of its chest down one of the tunnels as that one is bleeding out.
Grab the
I
arrow.
told you sometimes it takes a while.
I'm going to take the arrows out of their bodies and
Okay.
hold them like little daggers.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
So, Stormfire is going to use his water magic and I call upon the goddess, the deep slush, and pull up like a big section of the water and turn it into like a serpent, and then I just look to strike anything that comes in.
Okay, so you're going in the tunnel after? Is everybody going in the tunnel?
Yeah, I'll unsheath my swords, and I just say, Cerberus, feed. And they start vibrating again as I drag them along the floor, chasing after them with my arms back, of course. You know, like that kind of run.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rinvax, you run down one of the tunnels, and you enter into a room where you see a dead goblin on the floor with one of your peanuts right in the middle of its forehead, dead on the floor. And there's one other goblin there's a raised platform, and there's a goblin up there. And then you see there is a human male who is sitting in a chair with his hands bound, and he has 2 large horns sticking up out, and another horn that's in the front that's a little nubbin. And he looks at you very excitedly as the goblin in front of him bears down.
Is
ready.
Sweetblade in front of me or behind me? I thought that Sweetblade was in front of me, but
I
could
would
have
say
been.
I would just chase after you when you start taking off.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look up at the goblin and the horned one, and this goblin looks about the same stature as the other ones, or do they have like more gear on, like armor and stuff?
He is wearing a nice jacket. It's got epaulets. It's like a members only kind of jacket. It's a little big on him, but it looks pretty nice.
Okay. I just take one of my swords and point it up at the goblin. I just say, "You there? Why are you holding this person with horns as well?
This
Like
is
me."
This is my hostage. Get out of here.
I'm going to go for his eyes with the arrows. I'm going to run up and I'm going to try and like right into his eyes.
Okay, let's make a roll here for the attack.
Cool.
This better not waken anything inside of me.
I was gonna say, like, I'm having a hard memory battle right now.
Guys, I'm rolling like a champion.
Lolly, with your 2, you jump up, stab the goblin in the head, but he doesn't make any sound as he dies. He just falls over, blood on the jacket. Kind of a letdown.
Anticlimactic.
And then the guy whose hands are bound looks up at you and says, "Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming to rescue me. My name is Horatio."
Does that name strike any familiarity to my recovering lost memories, since this person also has a horn?
Sure. Yeah, this was described as one of the members of the missing party.
Gotcha.
So I'm
But
gonna
nothing
take
to my epic's mysterious past.
You see Horatio kind of looks at you with a strange look in his eye and says, "Do I know you, pal?"
I don't think so. I'm new to these parts. And I just kind of like go into the background and let them deal with it.
Huh.
I get it.
So
Horny.
Yeah, I'm Horatio. I'm a bard. You guys are here to rescue me, right?
Obviously.
at that point, my summoned water, serpent, like wraps around him.
Sure.
Like crushingly, and I lean into him. I said, "Where's the one they call the wise?"
I think they're in the big room with the boss guy, the bugbear. The big stinky one.
So, which way is that?
It's over there. Would you mind letting me go? I mean, I'm on like your side, right? I'm an adventurer too, just like you guys.
I walk away, and then the water serpent just splashes down and drops him.
That was intense. What's his
We're
name?
a pack. We're a pack of lone wolves. No one's on our side.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I get that.
I'm gonna kind of like walk toward him a little bit. One of my heels like wobbles a little, but then I reach down to him and be like, "You're all wet. Do you need a hand?"
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. If you could undo these restraints right here, 'cause I can do magic and stuff. I could help you out if you could undo my restraints a little bit.
And I can't hold it in any longer. Did you give me this and bring me back after I was gone and everything went dark? And I'm pointing at my own little tiny horn.
You know what? I did think you were familiar. I think, yeah, I have seen you before. Yeah.
Where do you remember me from? From the hidden shadow isles?
That's
You were
it.
You're one of the families that took mine out of the running for leading?
I don't really... Horatio's gonna look at the rest of you. Is this, what's going on here?
I lean in and I go, "Listen, handsome, it's better to just answer his questions. And I would love to know your surname."
My name is Horatio Leibowitz, but I mostly just go by Horatio. Yeah, I was on that shadow thing like you were talking about. Did I give you a horn? I mean, maybe if I was drinking that night.
I guess if you're a magic user like you say you are.
Yeah.
And I look to the sides, there's no swords or anything.
Nope.
There's no way that you can give me this. And I just grip the side of my face. I just say, under shinobi law, I can challenge anyone to a duel for the right to lead. You're not worth my time. And I furl my cape again. I keep doing it. But
I thought you were cutting his head off.
No. That's a cape. That's very much a cape.
I say, "Leibowitz, that sounds like a very powerful name." And I kind of like lean forward and like stick my bosom more evidently
dear.
in his face, and I'm like, do you have a lot of power?
I mean, I do okay. My dad owns is a very prominent cobbler in Baldur's Gate. He's got pretty good business. He's been trying to teach me how to do it, but I just want to break dance. That's what I'm all about.
Oh,
I
my.
express myself through dance. I don't really want to make shoes.
Well,
Oh, I thought it was pies. Sorry.
I lean in and I say, well, I could always use a backup dancer.
Yeah, sure. You got a piece of cardboard? I can twirl it a little bit. But we really should probably go rescue my tree
Right.
friend.
Yes,
We're
yes, of
attacking,
course.
and they've heard us at this point, and we should keep going. But I have some
I look
questions
over my shoulder and I give like a sultry pout. Boys, could one of you please take care of this? And I gesture at the bindings.
I take my huge ass sword and then very accurately shink. Hopefully accurately.
Let's get a roll.
I was gonna say. This is using my bloodthirsty blade.
Okay.
And before I do it, I also just say, when I cut you free, maybe after this is all done, we can have a conversation that will cut my mind free as well from the turmoil and torment.
Sure, pal. Whoa.
All right. So how many d6s should I use?
Yeah, I think you could roll 1d6 there.
Okay.
You get an upgrade for that.
5.
5, yeah, you that is, you do something pretty impressive. So yeah, you slice it through. Not only do you slice the bindings go flying up into the air and then land together in a perfect pile right in between you.
Kicking off the rust again.
That was pretty cool. Did you say you have amnesia?
I do. I was betrayed by the other families in my clan on the Hidden Shadow Isles. And, well, I was stabbed through the eye, through the head. And that's the last thing I remember, but I can't remember who did it. So I'm trying to find them and exact my revenge as my sword kind of like shakes deeper into the ground. And almost like it's affected by, extra gravity. It just kind of crumples the ground beneath it as it kind of juts more into the stone.
I kind of look at you and I lean in and I whisper really close to your ear, did you know someone named Valen?
I literally just said that I had amnesia. It's kind of like a disrespectful thing to... No, I haven't. After that all happened, I awoke in a field of flowers again, alive somehow. And with this, and I'm pointing at my horn. That's all I know.
You remember like where you're from and that you got stabbed? I thought maybe
It's like selective memory, Like
It does seem pretty selective.
Yeah. No, like faces are a blur. I know that I was stabbed. I know where I'm from. That I used to be a ninja. But everything else is a mystery.
Yeah, it sounds.
Do you remember what kind of flowers?
Oh yeah, there were like blue and red petals. It was wonderful, like wildflowers from the mountains, like an alpine lake next to me and everything. It was great, yeah. But that's when I woke up after I was stabbed.
Would you say they were poppy flowers? And I start to get like octaves higher in my voice.
I mean, maybe.
Not poppies.
Are the poppies the kind that are like really red and have the little buds on them, or?
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
then
just
they were
kinda-
definitely poppies.
I get like I can't. Poppy, that was her name. And I kind of like stagger off into the corner and just start sobbing.
The name of the person that stabbed me is Poppy? Oh God, I have things to think about.
That was my younger sister.
Oh, gotcha. Your backstory, not mine. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Sweet Blade. You're gonna be fine. And I put my hand on your shoulder.
I am so much more important than you. Oh God. I mean, this story is very. Anyway. These tears are useless. Let's move on.
Let's save these people.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's great that you guys are like figuring out who you are and everything, but like my 3 friends are still being held captive by Bartholomew in the other room, and they know you're here, so they could already be dead.
And
You guys
meanwhile,
want to keep walking it through, that's fine.
We were having a moment. I mean, that's pretty inconsiderate, considering we came all this way.
That's an excellent point. I don't mean to intrude. I'm just saying.
meanwhile,
I get
Stormfire's already like down the cavern, just all on his own. He's just determined to find who he's looking for.
Wait, friend, wait. There are 2 ways you can go. All right. Hold on. Let me explain something a little bit.
I'm already down
He's
there.
gone. Would you guys like to hear what I know about this place? Or do you
No.
want to run off?
Solo mission, and I also
Okay.
run away.
Oh, all right. That's another one. Another one bites the dust. What about you 2? Are you interested in hearing the
I feel
intel
I feel like I was going to be interested, but they're just so cool, so I gotta follow their suit. Duo mission, and I run
Okay.
towards wherever Cold Iron went.
for tree. What about you?
I look at you and I go, looks like someone needs a taste of my sweet revenge. Can you walk and talk?
Sure, yeah. So basically, there's 2 ways to get to where Bartholomew is.
I
There's
start sauntering away. Is he following?
Yeah, he's hustling along after you. He's kind of limping. He's been beaten a little bit. He's limping, but he's trying to keep up with you. You can go up by the water. That's the direct way, but there's also a room where there's like a trash chute. You can climb up that to get in. That may be the way to get the drop on him. But the room with the trash chute, there's a couple of chained up wolves in there that are pretty scary. So
I run back down the hallway. Which one would be more dramatic?
I mean, that's a great question. You deal with the wolves and sneak in, or you just walk in the front like you don't care. Either way has its advantages, to be honest with you.
Which one did you try? Because apparently it didn't work. And I walk
Yeah,
away again.
All right. I guess he didn't want an answer to his question.
It was rhetorical.
I look at you and I go, no, really, which one did you use?
Oh, I didn't try either. They brought me in here and they've been beating me for days. I had to listen to that one goblin talk about how he was going to eventually overthrow Bartholomew, but, he got all sliced up in the other room. He's dead now, so his plans are null and void. I don't know, those wolves look pretty scary, but it might be nice to get the drop on them. Or, if you don't care about any of that, just walk in on Bartholomew on the front and be like, hey, but I'm pretty sure my trio of friends, Antwell, Sterling, and Dunlap are all in there with Bartholomew.
Right, but making an entrance, that is more... And I just start, muttering to myself and looking off into the distance, talking about, building a following and having influence and how many of them will actually want to follow me at the end of all this. And then I'm going to walk toward the trash chute.
Okay. And so is the party split, or Stormfire, Elion, Rinvax, where have you all going through this? You can go north or you can go east, basically, as you leave.
I mean, I'd love to keep the party together, but I'm following wherever Cold Iron goes.
I'm going to try and convince this guy to go up the trash chute as a backup and then rejoin the party. So I'm still planning to go wherever they go, which I assume will be a grand entrance, and that's more my style.
Is there evidence of the wolves? When I went ahead, did I find evidence of wolf tracks or anything like that?
You would probably hear them growling as you go back into the main portion of the cave.
Okay, so I'm gonna head that way, and I'm gonna call on my nature magic and the elven god Rilithane Ralathil, and
Sure.
and see if I can like animal friendship, these wolves.
Okay. Yeah, as you go into the room, you see there are two wolves. One of them in the back is just growling ferociously. The one in the front is just kind of studying you as you walk in. They have big metal collars around their necks attached to huge chains that are bolted into the wall behind them. Then you see there's a big pile of trash behind the wolves, and there's a little bit of light coming down from a shaft above where the trash is. And let's get a roll for your animal friendship magic.
I step into that little beam of light, so it kind of shines down, and I brush my bangs out of my face, and my jet black hair turns green as I call upon my nature magic.
Sure, you can upgrade your roll. That's pretty badass.
We show up just in time because I totally would have gone for the wolf stuff.
Okay, so everybody is rendezvousing in the wolf room as you get a 4, which is you do something cool, I guess, is what it says. Stormfire, what does your magic look like as you cast it?
So just this kind of green aura glows around the wolf, and my eyes glow the same green. And I said, to the wolf, I say, you should join my pack. You should be one with Ralphane Rothathil like I am.
So the wolf in the front, the one who is relatively calm, looks at you with a cocked head, then turns back to the one who's growling and says, Wilhelmina, be quiet. And looks at you and says, hello, my name is Walter. How do you do?
Walter, do these goblins treat you well? Or would you like...
No.
Oh, that's what I figured. You should follow us. In fact, you could eat these goblins.
Well, I would, you see, except that I am chained here. It is a bit of a problem. My sister Wilhelmina and I have been here for many weeks.
So, is that when the rest of them walk into the room?
Sure, yeah, everybody's together now.
All right. So I
You see,
turn
it's
to...
it's kind of a metaphor for how we. Actual wolves in the past. Okay.
Oh.
I turn to is it Rinvax? And
Yeah.
I point to the chain and I said, free these poor souls.
By the tooth of Cerberus, I'll do such thing.
I'm just gonna kill them.
Actually, did you just say free these souls?
Right, like free them from their chain.
Oh no!
Do you
I
say
wasn't gonna-
like freedom as like break the chain? Too late.
Oh, I wasn't gonna make you roll for this because I didn't want you to hurt the wolves, but
I mean,
that
I
is
wouldn't want
ambiguous
to.
enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess here, let's do a should we just random roll it? Be like
Here,
one.
I'll tell you what. You could roll your 2d6. You'll roll with advantage. I
Okay.
don't really want you to hurt the wolves, but we'll see what happens. That was ambiguous enough. I feel like we have to.
This better not awaken
Oops,
anything
that was,
within me.
I meant to do another one. So at least a 5 and another 5.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you cut through the chains. The wolves are a little freaked out, but then you cut through both of the chains, and Walter and Wilhelmina first look at each other and then look back at you, and Wilhelmina says, "Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome.
How can we be of assistance?"
Show us where this bugbear is.
And then Wilhelmina looks to Walter, and they both nod, and Walter says, "We will do as you ask, but we have a request first. For you see, it has been very long that we have been trapped here, without being able to fulfill our primary needs. We will each need one of you to provide us with tummy scritches.
I'm in.
You will start scritching, and you will not stop scritching until we say that we've had enough.
I'm already
It's
doing it.
acceptable."
I think we should tag team this. It's two people per wolf. Make sure we're efficient, obviously.
And yeah, start like stretching and like cracking my knuckles. Tummy scritches, huh? Should be easy enough.
I kind of like do one of these, and my nails get longer, and I'm like, this.
I'll pair with
must
cold
play the
iron.
Beast. Oh.
I'll double team with cold iron to tummy scritch.
So you gather around Walter and Wilhelmina, start going. They both go full on the back, legs up. Oh, yes. This is exactly what we've been needing. And the tummy scritches go on for a couple of minutes, and then Walter says, yes, this is sufficient. If you would like to get the drop on the bugbear, simply climb the trash chute behind us. We will be happy to go with you and provide any sort of force, any sort of muscle that you need.
Totally thought you were going to kill those wolves. Those swords seem like incredibly impractical.
I'll lean in and I'll just be like, sometimes they are, and sometimes the weight is as heavy as my past. But I'm deadly accurate with them. And to be honest, I get even closer. I actually slipped. I thought that when he said release their souls, I was going to kill them. But like I slipped and it hit the chain. I thought I was going to be, demeaned about that. But no, it's like what I had to do. So it actually worked out.
I was with you on that one. I thought you were,
Yeah, I mean they're called bloodthirsty blades for a reason. It's not freedom blades or anything, right? It's like I gotta kill something at some point. Anyways, yeah. Tummy scritches. That went well.
I'll save you some. So we should go in the front, right? Because it's like the most dramatic.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the cavern is like, I mean, I don't mean to like put myself on the same level as such a legend of yourself, but if you don't mind, could we just walk shoulder by shoulder in the caverns just so we can like both get the drop on things at the same time?
No, but I'll tell you what, kid.
Yeah.
I could use a tank.
Oh. Funny you need a tank. I'm actually a unkillable warrior, I've been told. Again, I don't know if you've already heard about my eye stab thing, but they can't keep me down. I got you.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed the eye, but yeah, you've been pretty explicit about.
Yeah. So you did see it though. You noticed the scar and everything.
I've been trying not to look this whole time, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been pretty.
Yeah. No, it's true,
it's difficult.
All right. I got
Is
you.
that's a horn? That's a horn going on?
Yeah, no, I woke up with this. I honestly don't know where that's one of the selective amnesia things. I don't know where it came from, but
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it out.
You should walk in front. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll have your back, but in the front. And I just kind of walk forward.
That's not okay. Oh, okay.
So we're not going up the chute, we're going around the front to walk into Bartholomew's. Okay, so the four of you, plus Horatio the Horny, plus the two wolves, Walter and Wilhelmina.
Before we go in, the rest of their party, the other 3 people, are in this room?
That's what Horatio suspects, and that's what the map showed that Dravel Flintspike showed you.
I notched 3 arrows.
Okay. All right. Great.
All right, so you make your way back up around past the stream and up past where the large pools of water are used as the defense mechanism for the dark cave. And there's just dead goblins everywhere. You don't encounter any resistance as you're walking up this way. Some with arrows in them, some with peanuts directly between the eyes. Just goblin blood everywhere. It's a horror show. A massacre. And you eventually walk up a set of stairs where you see a room that's lit. And as you begin to get close, you enter the main chamber of the dark cave, where you see several things at once. The third thing that you see as you enter the room, which this is just a kind of standard headquarters bedroom, but the third thing you would see as you enter the room is a stack of crates along one wall that appear to be placed there recently. They're not dusty and covered with cobwebs as a lot of things are in the dark cave. The second thing that you would notice as you enter would be... I started with the third thing, so I kind of forgot what the second thing was supposed to be. But also, as you enter in the dark cave, you would... the crates. Yes, then the second thing you would notice as you walk in would be 3 figures, all tied up. One of them, clearly a big, beefy warrior. One of them, a very lithe, roguish-looking figure. One of them, a thin... wizard-looking figure whose Stormfire looks incredibly familiar to you. The face is down, the wizard hat is covering part of it, but you know this figure, Stormfire. But the first thing, the main thing you would see as you enter this bed chamber is a beefy bugbear wearing a crown and wearing robes draped loosely over his frame, sitting on a throne with a large scepter and his legs crossed, just smiling as the 5 of you plus the 2 wolves enter. And he looks at all of you and he says, "Hello there. Welcome.
Sup, poser."
My name is Bartholomew. Welcome to the Dark Cave. I see you've made quick work of my goblins."
I'm gonna
Now
kind of
make quick
push
work
everyone
of
aside.
you.
Ah, damn it. Okay, go.
And I call upon Airdrie Faywin and just summon like a small thunderstorm above my head and just shoot like a thunder wave at the bugbear.
Okay. Well, let's make
Can
an
I
attack
combo
roll
with
there.
him real fast too?
Yeah, sure. Both of you.
Since it's
roll
a
some
thunder
dice.
wave, my swords, the lightning crackles between them, connects with your cloud, and I also appear, like kind of ride the lightning style where it lands, while it's just saying, "Time to finally feed Cerberus."
Yeah, let's make some rolls. Flint, Stormfire, and Rinvax. Both of you make some rolls here.
All right, I'm rolling with 2 dice, 1 dice.
I think you can each roll with 1 die. I feel like you've earned at least 1 upgrade.
This guy read
That
the
is a
source
1.
material.
Both of you roll the 1s. Oh, man. So as you step up and to cast your magic and do your attack, you see that Bartholomew quite easily waves his scepter, and the magic is deflected, the attack is deflected, and you're both pushed back. And he stands up and he says, "Now wait, let's not be so hasty."
So now I'm going to march forward between the 2 of them, like, oh God, what a waste of time, and kind of like unbutton my blouse 1 extra, as if that's absolutely necessary, which it's not. Now there's like really not much for the imagination, and I put on like my sexiest, sultriest, like, and I kind of like get close but not too close, and then I lean forward and go, "I promise I'm even sweeter up close."
"I'm sure you are, my dear, but you are not nearly furry enough for me. Now, can we please just pause this for a moment? I would like to talk with all of you." Horatio says, "Hey, don't trust him. Whatever he says, don't trust him." Bartholomew says, "Please, let me speak."
I turn to Stormfire and Rinvex and say, "You can't like skip through the cutscenes. You have to let a monologue." Yes.
And I'm kind of like, I got pushed against the wall from the wave, so I'm like covering it. I'm doing that like, in like a video game, just the same motion over and over. I'm supposed to be the tank.
I'm gonna try to stall him a little bit so you can recover. So I kind of perk up, and "You look like someone who appreciates the finer things." And then I kind of look over my shoulder and wink at you guys, like, "Get it together."
"So if I may, I'm guessing that you all are here for," and he points the scepter toward the crates, And then he points the scepter toward the 3 hostages. You're here for them, correct? And you were sent here by Dravel Flintspike?
What of it?
I think that was his name. I don't really take notes.
Little dwarf, very ruddy, long black beard.
I'm pretty sure he was the mayor of Borrington.
He's certainly not the mayor of Bournemouth.
The king? I don't know. I kind of glossed over it.
But you, and he points directly at you, Renvax. Did he not seem familiar to you?
Did he seem My memory is gonna course through my head. I don't know. You tell me what happens.
Renvax, you get a flash of memory through the haze of when your horn formed, and somehow Dravel Flintspike was there when it happened. You have a clear memory of him standing in front of you as that intense pain went through your head. He was there.
Yeah, and I'm just like the flash of white. I come back to reality and just say, I don't know if you're tricking with my mind, or if he was actually there. He might be responsible for this. And I start like clawing into my forehead a little bit.
Dravel Flintspike is not who you think he is. He is a man who once terribly wronged me, and I am earned my revenge. For you see, he and I were having a wager to be determined by rock, paper, scissors. Everyone knows when you rock, paper, scissors, you 1, 2, 3, shoot. However, he did 1, 2, 3, shoot. He paused ever so slightly, with enough time that he was able to switch from paper to rock when he saw that I was clearly going scissors. And I will have my revenge. So yes, I intercepted his wagon. I kidnapped his adventuring party. They have not been treated poorly. I cannot speak for what Griffith did with the horny bard.
So I kind of have like tears in my eyes as I listen to this, and I'm like kind of like, and I'm so moved by this story, and I whisper to him, my sweet love Valen, he was killed because he lost a game in very similar circumstances. It's a tragedy, and there's no honor, but there is power, and I will help you seek your revenge.
Well, you know Dravel Flintspike has been playing rock, paper, scissors all over the realm. Perhaps it was he who took your friend's life.
I turn and look and I say, we have a new mission. And I get like a very dramatic pose, like...
Do you know what is in these crates?
I look back over my shoulder. No, tell me.
Why don't you open one and find out for yourself?
I open one.
So, Elion, you open a crate. Inside, a dozen dioramas. They are little shoeboxes full of images of dragons in the forest, of people in a market, boats sailing into port, all manner of dioramas. He says, yes, every crate is full of dioramas from out-of-towners come to destroy the sanctity of the Borrington diorama competition. Dravel Flintspike has orchestrated this.
So are these like worth XP or anything, or how does that?
He's trying to rig the competition so an out-of-towner will win the diorama competition. It's not clear.
It's clear.
Flintspike is a bad guy, is what I'm saying here.
Sure. Well, he's a cheater, and
Yes,
cheaters never prosper.
That too.
I look at Elion and I go, it looks like we've stepped into a sticky situation.
Sticky. Let's go kill that dwarf and yeah.
I'm a sucker for revenge. I'm a sucker for revenge. I'm in. I need to get down to the bottom of this. But also cold iron, it's very important. Yeah, we know if it's like XP because I'm close to a feat, so that'd be cool if we. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I just look at the bugbear and I say, "You'll follow me on my little account, won't you? It's just this tiny little thing, Lonely Fiends. You'll recommend me, won't you?"
But of course.
Good. I want at least 100 follows, and then I walk out. Let's do this.
I look at the other adventurers as well. I'm just like, did you all know about this? Were you in on this too?
So Entwell the Brave, the beefy one, looks up at you guys and is like, "Hey man, we don't know anything about this. We're just like hired to do a job, and then these goblins were all over us, and then we've been here for like a week. We'd kind of like to be let go. I don't know shit about dioramas or some competition or what this bugbear's into. Like, please don't leave us here."
Are they chained or tied up, or what's their deal?
They're tied up. They all have their hands bound, and then they have chains around their waist that are all kind of linked together and attached to the wall behind them.
All right, I'm gonna just grab like a sharp piece of stone and attempt to like be really cool and like run at them and then do like and like flip and twist and spin and like cut all their ropes and then be like, "You're coming with us."
Right. I mean, like, I guess it would be nice for us to go get paid. And then Stormfire, you see the one who had been described as Serlin the Wise, looks up at you. Shock on his face.
Stormfire, is this guy biting your style?
This is my brother. Brother, you were just recently kidnapped. That doesn't make sense. The note said you were kidnapped long ago. I took on this dangerous life as an adventurer to find you because I believed you were taken from our village. This makes no sense.
Right. Well, full disclosure, I wasn't kidnapped. I joined this troupe of actors. But I was so embarrassed that I said I was kidnapped. But we
you
put on
your
one
own
plane.
ransom note?
Yeah, we put on one play and it didn't go very well, so I started studying magic and adopted this guise of Serlin the Wise. I'm so sorry. Thank you for freeing me.
I left
guidance,
a thriving cabbage business to come find you.
You know, I was never cut out for the cabbage life. Just be honest with you.
I turn to Rinvax and I go,
I guess neither one of us were cut out for cabbage. I too became a sorcerer.
I mean, the smell. You know, it doesn't get out of the clothes. You take them down to the river and wash them, and it's still cabbage. Everyday cabbage.
Yeah, Mom always stunk.
I thought being an actor would give me some dignity at least.
An actor? Dignity?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's all behind us now.
And I just open my arms to embrace him.
So your brother gives you a great big hug. What's your brother's actual name? As per the instructions, I didn't read any of your backstories.
Dranor.
Dranor. Okay. So Dranor gives you a great big hug and says, "Would you mind if we got paid from Flintspike before you kill him? Because, you know, Daddy needs the money."
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We get paid. We don't have to go back to cabbage. I like this plan.
No more cabbage.
We can also just
fire
kill
down
him.
from the sky now.
So what happens next?
Well, do we want to kill him? Do we want to get paid? I think we need to show that this guy's an absolute fraud and ruin his reputation, which I am all about, especially if it elevates my reputation.
there is no way I'm walking into town with a diorama.
Crates of them, like hundreds of dioramas.
This is the least cool thing I could imagine.
I'm gonna order the new minions because everyone who's not us is a minion to me,
Sure.
and tell them that they have to bring back 1 crate of the dioramas as proof.
We're also minions to you. I mean, you can say it. It's okay. We know where we stand.
So Entwell is able to grab like 4 crates on his own. Dunlop the Sneaky takes a crate and just kind of puts it somewhere. You don't even see where it goes. Draenor, a.k.a. Sir Lan the Wise, takes out a wand and levitates a crate. And then Horatio takes one of the crates and slams it down on his head so the horns go right up into it. And so he's carrying it on top of his head. And they're like, all right, ready to go. And Bartholomew says, I would very much like to go with you to see the revenge enacted.
Double revenge. I like it.
I'm down.
And I say out loud, eyes narrow, and I walk off.
What does that mean? Okay, so the 4 of you, plus the 4 adventurers you rescued, plus Bartholomew the Bugbear, plus Wilhelmina and Walter the Wolves, all exit the dark cave and begin to make your way back toward Borington.
All right.
So
I think we're gonna saunter in there, and we're going to demand that this devilish dwarven deceiver come out and face retribution.
So the front door of the Standard Tavern opens, and you see there's a flood of peanut shells on the floor, and Draven Flintspike crunches through peanuts, crunch, crunch, as he comes to step outside, and he looks directly at Bartholomew and says, well, 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 you came back.
We did, and you owe us an explanation, but first you owe us payment, and I put my hand out expectantly.
Let's make this a roll to see if Dravel will still honor his debts.
Okay, and when he does, or when I do it, I look at him and I say, pay up, honey. I'm sugar, spice, and everything not so nice if I don't get my money.
Nice, that works as an upgrade.
All right. Whew, okay.
So he looks at you, Lolly, and says, all right, I'll pay you. Don't let the bugbear kill me. All right?
That depends on how much you're willing to pay.
So he takes out a big hunk of gold, flunk, throws it down in your palm and says, spread that around. Don't let the bugbear kill me.
I take it, I look at the bugbear, and I say, first you owe him a rematch.
So Bartholomew steps up. Let's do this for real this time. No cheating. 1, 2, 3. Throw. No delaying. No problems. 1, 2, 3. Throw. Dravel Flintspike raises his hand. Says, all right, let's do this. And they go 1, 2, 3. And you can see Bartholomew starts to throw out the paper. And you can see Dravel Flintspike hesitates just briefly as he starts to go rock and then changes. Whoosh.
I'm gonna reach out and stick my hand over the top of his hand before he can finish.
Oh!
And then I'm gonna turn his hand in like a kung fu grip and break his fingers. And I say, you're about to get candied and crushed. And then I say, I don't tolerate cheating. And I kind of hold him at the ready, expecting someone in my party to finish him.
I pull out my sword and I just say, the hidden scissor technique. That's something I only learned in my shinobi village on the Shadow Isles. Are you responsible for this? On this? Or one of the two?
I thought you looked familiar.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was me.
And I take both my swords and cross them, and I say, hidden scissor technique. And I just try, or like, maybe something better, scissor beats paper, you know, and slice.
There you go. Gravel Flintspike's head spins around, lands on the ground. He goes forward, dead.
I love it. As I release his hand and let him fall to the ground, I look at you, Renfax, and I go, I'm pretty sure that he's the man who ended my dear sweet Valen's life. Justice has been served them this day. And then I look back at the bugbear and I go, anything else that you need?
No, this works for me. I can return to town now that I have been avenged. See, I have a cottage on the north side of town, and I've not been able to been there since my shame with losing the rock, paper, scissors. Perhaps the town people will accept me again.
Someone else go, I can't.
This is the hardest game I've ever played.
Meanwhile, Stormfire his hair is green because he's using his earth magic, and I've animated that mud like snowman that the kids made earlier, and I'm distracting the kids from seeing the dwarf get his head chopped off.
Yeah, absolutely. They're working on their mud snowman. They're happy that you're there. No trauma for the kids.
It's like Frosty, like it just brought the snowman to life. My magic.
As after I did the scissor cut on his head, it didn't seem like there was any blood that like spattered. Any blood that was on my blade actually seemed to get absorbed by it. And I just say, finally that thirst is quenched. And here's to double revenge. And I put out like the what's it, the Alien vs Predator arm smack or whatever for the bugbear.
Yes.
Here's to double revenge and going back to our home. I have something I need to do now too. I gotta return. It's been an honor knowing you all.
Yeah, you too, for the 2 hours that we knew each other.
And so our adventurers came to Borington for their own personal reasons, whatever they may be, and found adventure and destiny and embraced their paths in the universe.
As everybody's like walking away dramatically, I'm just like standing around in the town square. I'm like, you know, I also lost someone.
Ben.
I forgot to get an autograph. Damn it!
Who wants to tell us their epilogue? How do your stories end?
Well, Stormfire and his brother decided, of course, that we're not going back to Mom and sell cabbages, of course. And so we both set up shop, a little, magic trinkets and potion shop outside of Borington, and try to make Borington not so boring.
And I just wander around trying to be legendary and never truly connecting with anyone.
Wow.
I go from table to table, trying to be as cool as possible, and no one seems to want me to come back.
I make my way back to the hidden Shadow Isles, but it's hard to find because it's hidden. And I ended up just going from island to island, trying to ask people around where it is. And then I kind of just get lost in the adventure and kind of slow down and realize like, oh, my revenge is over. And I start a little peanut plantation on a little island and train people how to throw them as like a carnival game, and also how to very properly paint a diorama set using specific zenithal primers from above and speed paint techniques.
And Renvax, sometime later, maybe 2 years, 3 years, one evening you're sitting on the front porch of your house at the peanut plantation, watching the sun set as you hear footsteps coming up the path. You look over and you see
Eyes narrow.
a beehive. A beehive on a woman as she steps up, holding a peanut out in front. And she says, I think you are finally ready to learn.
Yes, Sensei.
Incredible.
And Lolly, what about you?
Well, after seeing the young girl in the village and being able to maybe avenge my long-lost lover who died protecting my sister and I continued to build my Lonely Fiends following so that hopefully my sister will be able to find me and know that I am still looking for her. And I continue traveling to all these places, attaining all of this wealth until one day we are finally reunited and I bring her back to this boring little dump of a town and teach her how to make dioramas so we can live happily ever after.
Lonely Fiends, I just now got it. I totally missed that.
Ellie unsubscribes under a pseudonym.
Perfect. Yes, but
I'm still trying to wrap my brain around how you. I'm still
He
trying
was
to
doing
wrap
a
my
lot.
brain around
He was-
how.
How what? Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around how Lonely Fiends is meant to get your sister's attention. But whatever.
We're from
Don't kink shame.
The assumption is that she was taken by lowlifes and that my name will get out there, that kind of thing. She'll hear it through her captors eventually. There's a lot of backstory that I haven't. That was only like 2 pages of the 10, okay?
Okay.
Okay, everyone, it's about time to wrap this up. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time with the one-page one-shot Cartel. Because we're coming for you, actual plays.
Woo!
Yeah,
get
we're
'em.
coming
Right,
back.
everyone.
Capiche?